Okay, this is me awkwardly trying to figure out how to do a live and awkwardly trying to figure out how to add Lyndsey. Hi, Patrick.
Hi, Sam.
Oh my God, it works. Thank God.
We made it work.
I'm
Yay!
like sweating. I'm so bad at technology. It's hilarious.
Well, and I know that we just wanted to try this out because we're really a little new
Yeah,
at this.
we're
It's
both not the best at
Friday.
technology, but we're so excited, so we
We
want
are.
to do it correctly in advance. And I can't believe there's actually a few people on here. Hi,
I know.
people.
I noticed that. I see Patrick's on.
I know. I said hi to Patrick. Hi,
Hi,
Patrick.
Patrick. um, well, actually, there's a few people on. I didn't expect anybody to actually be on. I
I
hope we'll
know.
have fun.
It was
We'll try this
unannounced.
out.
Well, we're just going to be like introducing ourselves and talking about our longer live that we're doing Friday. So I hope everyone can join. Friday is at 12 Eastern, 12 to 12:30 Eastern. Oh, Patrick says, you guys rock.
Thanks,
Love
Patrick.
Patrick. Okay, so let's introduce ourselves. Lyndsey, do you want to go first?
Sure. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist as well as a certified sex therapist, and I also hold my Enneagram practitioner certificate from Enneagram Egypt. And so I have a small private practice in South Minneapolis where I have been specializing in relationships and sexuality utilizing the Enneagram. And I've actually been using the Enneagram in my practice for the last 8 years or so, and it's actually been really huge in all of the relationship and sexuality work that I have been doing, and that's a little bit about me.
Love it. And I don't know, we might end up introducing ourselves again on Friday, but
I'm sure we will.
I am Sam E. Greenberg. I'm a sexuality researcher, and probably anyone who's watching this already knows that my doctoral research is on the Enneagram and sexual desire. And I have been working with the Enneagram for about 15 years. I did training with the narrative Enneagram. And I'm also a coach, an Enneagram and relationships and sexuality coach. But I'm newer to clinical type work. Lyndsey's like my role model, my clinical role model. So most of my insights come from research. I'm a researcher by profession and by training. So we're doing this series together to get at like the research angle and the clinical angle and how they mesh and how we learn from each other.
Yeah, and I think that we should tell people a little bit about actually how we came to know each other. I guess we have to kind of say Frederick is the link to all of that.
That's
who is kind of hidden in this world, to be completely honest. So he's doing quite a bit of work in this as well. But yeah, I got invited. Well, I think you met Frederick before I did, didn't you? Because were you not doing some work with him before that?
I'm not sure with the timing, but
yeah.
So I had started talking to people. I was talking to Anne first. But someone introduced me to Frederick because they said, oh, you're doing this research. Well, I know of someone else doing this research. And I had sort of scoured the planet looking for other people doing that research and hadn't found anyone because Frederick's research isn't published yet. So I got put in touch with him, and then we just started chatting and comparing notes. And his research all so far has been qualitative, meaning interviews and talking to people, and mine has so far been quantitative, although I plan to do qualitative as well. So it actually really balances out that we have like two different approaches to the same research. And then we ended up forming this group, and I can't remember actually even how that happened. I know it was like Frederick sort of started it. I can't remember if like him and I started it or how I was involved, but an Enneagram and sexuality professional group.
Yeah, and I think how I got linked to that is I had done a podcast for my friend Leslie Root, who also uses the Enneagram in her practice, where I had done some Enneagram and Sexuality podcasts, and I did some work with her practice, and he just randomly reached out to me, and I became a part of your group. And I think that why this group is so important and why I want to make sure we kind of talk about it is that there are 10 of us in that group, around that?
Yeah, I'd say that's like
Yeah.
the regular is about 10.
People that show up all the time, there's like 10 of us. And I think one of the things that's huge that we really need to talk about sort of in this work is the collaboration and what really happens when you have like all of these different types of people together. So there are researchers, there are therapists like me, there are some other life coaches, and I think we have every single Enneagram type represented as well. So I think it's been huge to sort of see all the things that we wouldn't have known if we didn't have all of us. And I think that can get lost sometimes because some of us are more vocal. We usually actually are not normally very vocal, so
yes.
This is really exciting.
That's why we're doing this.
You're talking to the 9 and the 5 here who like to stay in the periphery, or at least I do.
Yeah, so 5 goes to 8, so I'll say things emphatically, but I usually don't say a lot of things.
And I like to like I want you to see me, but not too much. And then like I get anxious, like I'm actually really anxious and nervous about doing this. I'm like, I want people to see me, but don't see me too much.
But we're so excited too. So the topic, we'll be doing a different topic each month. The series is Sexy First Fridays. So the first Friday of each month, Lyndsey and I will do a live for about half an hour talking about a different topic related to the Enneagram and sexuality. And this coming Friday, we're going to be talking about, like Lyndsey said, collaboration and how much we've learned from being in our group, and also nuance. So the topic is nuance and collaboration when sex on the Enneagram. Nuance being like, how can we be sure from a research angle that we're representing everyone? How can we, from a clinical angle, like be giving people the best treatment that takes into account their Enneagram type, they're stacking them as a whole person. You can say more about that, Lyndsey, but we're talking about nuance and collaboration, and hoping you'll join and ask questions. And also we're taking ideas for later months if you have ideas for us to cover.
Yeah, we definitely want to know what the things are that you're interested in, you're curious about. There's some really interesting findings that came out of our group, and I think in the combination with people doing clinical work like us, like people like me that are in the office working with the clients, and then the research that Valerie, Frederick, and Sam have been doing, and how huge sort of this has been sort of in this Enneagram and sexuality world. And we're like super excited to kind of be bringing this to people, and having people have a little bit more awareness of sort of what has been happening in that world. So we can't wait for Friday.
That's it for now. Yeah, can't wait for Friday. Again, it's 12 to 12:30 Eastern, so it'll be 9 to 9:30 Pacific. We're both in the middle of the country time zones, so 10 Mountain, 11 Central, and hope to see everybody there, and hope you'll ask lots of questions.
Yes, and thank you for everybody that joined us. And it looks like we had 3 or 4 people. We didn't expect that, so that's awesome. Thank you
for joining spontaneously. Yeah, bye.